What up guys, today you are here to see another build with the dragon. I've been playing Iceman quite a bit. He is fucking spectacular. I like him. I just like his moveset, his powers, his summoning ability. He's always walking around with these massive colossal golems. He's got a ton of powers. He freezes people. He's got really good crowd control, and on top of that I've got that fucking fantastic costume for him, which is just that apocalypse costume. Absolutely amazing. I believe it's the apocalypse costume. Let me double check. Yep, the Age of Apocalypse costume. I like this guy a lot. I'm having a lot of fun with him. I'm taking him through. I've got him spec'd out with pretty high gear at the moment, but I'm constantly trying to get these cosmics, as well as do better with my legendaries. Definitely like this guy. So let's go ahead and pop into the skills and the traits here. First off, we've got Ice Mutation, plus 15% base damage to chilled enemies. Some of his powers are going to chill enemies, so this is just going to add on to that damage as well as the vulnerability to really boost that up. He gets the damage from durability and energy. Then we have Ice Armor, Deflect chance he's going to gain, as well as defense and Deflect rating multipliers. And the good thing about that is, with his talents, he's going to even gain more defense rating. Then finally we've got Sub-Zero here. The primary resource is restored automatically when out of combat, and that is going to be a 60% negation of damage, and it's going to absorb the rest. Then he also gets chill on his powers and deep freeze, as well as shatter. And deep freeze is going to be even enhanced whenever you chill an enemy previously before using a power that freezes. It'll lock them down. It's really good crowd control, and then you'll be able to follow it up with a shadow, which can crit and which can brute. Then we have our powers here. So first up, I've got Chill Bane on my X, so that's going to be your basic, filler power. It does give you the ice armor back whenever you use those attacks. It slows down the movement and attack speed by 40% whenever you hit somebody. And what's nice about this is going to cut right through the enemies. It's not just going to be like one particular enemy that you're shooting, so you get a little bit of line damage, tiny bit of AoE there. So it is a good power versus the icicles, which I originally had gone with while I was leveling this guy. Then we've got your basic dash power, and that's going to be Snowplow. This is to get out of combat, get back on your feet, get somewhere where you can really set up for success and just blast through enemies. Then we've got our square button here, which is the Frozen Orb. Really like this power, and with the more summoner damage that I get, it's going to just increase that damage per hit, and it gives you back ice armor, just like Chillbane, just like your Absolute Zero, your signature, just like Ice Slick. There's a lot of damage reduction built in, as well as crowd control in this build here. So Frozen Orb, it's going to deep freeze people. It's going to hit quite a few times while it's sitting out there. Kind of creates like an AoE blizzard effect. It's a really nice power because each hit will be able to critical and brutal as well. And I've got the synergy for Scarlet Witch in here to really boost that up, 10%, as well as I'm pretty topped out on synergies with this guy, so he's a lot of fun. Next up, I've got key to my triangle button, Arctic Wave. This power is really nice, hits really hard, keeps you at range, destroys the shatter, and it's only on a 6-second cooldown, so you're going to be able to let this loose every 6 seconds. Very nice, fun power, and it's going to do a massive AoE, which is really fantastic. I was in between Frozen Lance and Arctic Wave, but overall I just didn't like this because one, it was a melee power, not too bad. It does have a long range, but the cone, or excuse me, the area of effect is so narrow, whereas Arctic Wave is like a blast. Frozen Lance does have 100% critical chance, but Arctic Wave just does more damage when it does crit with the higher gear that you'll get. And brutal, you'll definitely see a big benefit over Frozen Lance. Just why I chose that particular one. Then on my L2 square, we've got Ice Slick here. It's going to lay down a patch. You get this really early into the game. It'll lay down a patch, give you plus 10% damage received to the enemy. It'll debuff the enemy a little bit by 10% so they receive more damage. It'll freeze everybody. It will give you that ice armor back, and it has a 6-second duration. Very nice ability here. These can critical and brutal as well, and it's going to give you another CC and you know, some more armor back there. Very, very nice. And that you can follow these up with shatters just left and right. Then I have on my L2 triangle, I've got Glacial Slam. This power is so freaking fantastic. It's going to launch you up into the air. It's going to take you up to where all the enemies are. It's going to slam you right in the middle of them. It's going to weaken everybody around you, and it's going to do a fucking shit ton of damage. I've seen brutals with this so far of probably 160 or so. Critical is about half of that. The damage range is between like 36 or 30 to 40k for me, just because of some of my the gear that I have. While I'm in combat, I got like a lot more damage rating and like weakness debuff with Tanya's love letter, so it's pretty nice. It'll shatter everyone as well. Very, very nice ability. And the reason I do have it set up with 2 shatters on there is because, one, I have, you know, 2 separate freezing powers, but more importantly, Frozen Orb is going to continually, as it's sitting there, it's going to continually freeze people. Boom, 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 boom. They are going to be locked down for the most part, unless they're immune to freezes, or maybe like a boss, they'll only be frozen for like, what, half a second. So I like to have that ability to cast those back to back and just really obliterate people. Really like that power. You can use it as a leap / movement power as well if you're in danger. Kind of just Glacial Slam to a far off enemy. A lot of fun. Then we've got Ice Golem. One of the best powers on here. This is a summoner build, and particularly because these guys are badasses. You summon Ice Golems, and that is going to essentially give you 3 dudes who are going to be hitting like fucking Mack trucks. Whenever they are out, you can use the power again, and that'll allow you to do about 20k damage from their snowballs whenever you activate it. Then it'll give each one a snow aura, which is essentially like an AoE around them. So, you know, times 3, you're hitting, every time you hit this ability, you're going to have a 75k attack before crits and brutals, plus that AoE of, you know, 3k times about 15k hitting everybody around you. So around the Ice Golem. So very nice power here. And last but not least, we have one of the best powers, Absolute Zero. This power is probably one of the coolest animations, outside of like Iron Man, you know, Punisher. They have really, really good ones as well. He's gonna fly up into the air. He's gonna circle around, real reminiscent of, you know, the comic books, and I think he does this in the movies as well. But he'll fly around, he'll freeze everybody within the circle, doing a shit ton of damage. Now he's only up there for 3 seconds, but he'll knock out about 300k damage before crits and brutals, give you 100% max armor back. It chills people, freezes people, and you can obviously get more synergy from your ultimate. But not only that, but using the talents that we have here, it's going to give his Ice Golems 100% damage boost, and it's going to summon 2 of your ice clones that you'll get. So it's going to be a huge boost in DPS, like a ton of burst damage. It'll give you the ability to survive a little bit longer with ice armor as well. So great power there. Let's pop over to the talents real quick. I'll run through these. Golem Mastery, plus 15% for summoner powers. Allows you to summon 2 additional golems on top of the one that you start with. Quick and easy. You're going to spec for more summoner damage. I use the Neptune's Trident for my guy here, so I can get more summoner damage, just because it's going to increase my damage overall more. Blizzard, Frozen Orb gains bonus damage as if it were a summon power, and the orb will now spawn at the targeted enemy and remain there for 6 seconds. Very nice power, gives you that AoE, that consistent, like, kind of I want to say like crowd control, like I'm where you zone a particular portion of the map there. So very nice, can shut everybody down. Empowered minions, increase the damage of Absolute Zero, increase the damage of many summoned ice clones by 100%. Summon 2 Iceman clones, 10 seconds. Nice skill, point blank to this point, simple and to the point. Follow my lead, base damage plus 15% for summoner powers, again a 5% chance when you hit to summon an Iceman clone. and he's gonna do, you know, chillbane damage. It says 9,000 to 14,000, but I've seen them do a lot less than that. So I might need to input a ticket about that. I think they do somewhere like 10% of that, if I'm correct. Yeah, because they've been doing shit for damage, so you may have to input a ticket about that. Last but not least, last ditch defenses. It's going to give you an ice block, which we don't have spec into our build, but it's going to give you that as a oh shit power. Like, oh man, I would just got one shot about this boss, but luckily I've got the ice block. It's going to give you some health. It's going to give you max armor back as well. So just kind of an emergency power. And lastly, we've got the ultimate, Age of Iceman. Subject the entire area to glacial downpour of epic proportion as some of the small army of clones overwhelm. You're going to do, you know, decent damage twice per second for 8 seconds. You'll summon a couple clones. They'll only be out for 20 seconds or so. Overall, this power is really underwhelming. I like the effect that it has and that it summons clones, but it doesn't do much damage. Your signature is going to do a lot more damage to this, which is kind of unfortunate. But it is what it is. And then I've got some synergies. I expect my affinity points for crit damage. And that's about it. If you guys have any questions, definitely reach out. I'm always available to answer questions. Like the guy a lot. He's a beast. Go out there and kill it. Peace out.